Okay, good morning. Once again, welcome po sa isa na namang press conference ng ating Governor ng Ilocos Norte, Honorable Governor Matthew J. Marcos Manotoc, of course, with the Capital Press Corps. So, kayo po ay pwedeng makikita po natin, mapapanood ang press con na ito sa mga official pages, Facebook pages ng provincial government. Like the Provincial Government of Ilocos Norte, ang official Facebook page ng ating Governor, Matthew Marcos Manotoc, and the Communications and Media Office. So, Governor, good morning. May opening statement po kayo, sir.
Morning. Ayun, bigat. Pasensya na po to keep you waiting. We had our local uh, special body meetings kasi downstairs dapat kahapon pero syempre wala tayong trabaho kahapon. No? So sorry to keep you waiting. But thanks for joining us. Ano ba to? Second press con natin, di ba? This term. So yeah, siguro nakita nyo we had our Ella recently sa Subic, which was in my opinion very successful. So we're quite happy. I think revitalized, reinvigorated kaming lahat. At least ang mga department heads. And we're glad to be back, back home and back at work. Um, I know there were some questions prepared. Siguro we can go to those na lang. But just as by way of updates, um, our MSME office was able to secure NEDA grant of almost 4.3 million for our incubation center that should be finished by this year. So probably next quarter, the fourth quarter of 2022, we'll have our incubation center at Tabacalera on the second floor. So we'd like to congratulate Ma'am Elma Gabriel and everyone at MSMEO for securing that grant. And of course, yung mga ibang infra natin, as you know, we're in the final stages of our big three, respectively at the 76%, 69%, and 62% ang stadium capital extension na nandito and Dapayan. I'm not sure paano naging 69% complete yan, but allegedly nasa 69. So I think at least for stadium, we're eyeing also to finish by this year. So hopefully by sometime in 2022. Yun lang po. Siguro we can go to questions na lang. And thanks again and magandang umaga po.
Okay po, Go. Maraming salamat. First to shoot his question, Mr. Rod Sajan of RPNDZRL.
Actually, sorry, I'll just mention two other things. Let's just get them out of the way. One is yung Travel Mart, no? We'll be participating. I think our first Travel Mart since COVID, no? This weekend, September 30 to October 2 at the SMX Convention Center. And we'll have our own, it'll be one of the main booths. Kumbaga featured tayo. So our tourism team will be there. Also, hopefully, Senator will join us. And I think we'll have some endorsers or personalities sa mga booths natin. And then, just to clarify also, Well, on Monday, obviously the president canceled government work in government offices and public schools, no, at all levels. But um, there's been some confusion, I think, na parang when I post na sinasabi ko government offices lang or public schools lang or those in the public sector only. Just to clarify, no, I think I messaged you guys on Facebook. I do not have the jurisdiction to cancel work in private businesses. No, so for the private sector, I do not have jurisdiction. Kaya we always make that clarification or delineation na for government offices lang. Likewise, um, well, DepEd obviously covers all primary and secondary schools, no? Kahit public or private. So, basta't may signal, according to DepEd, primary and secondary are canceled. Diba? Kahit signal 1, diba? Canceled na ang primary and secondary. Now, with regard to tertiary, I think it requires a higher signal, diba? Hindi lang yata signal 1. So, those are often to the school heads, no, or DepEd guidelines, um, or CHED guidelines, no, in that case. So, just want to make that clarification para clear kasi may mga pilosopo na nagsasabi na bakit iba daw ang safety ng mga tao sa private at public sector. Just to be clear, we're not discriminating. It's just where my authority stops. No. Okay. Sorry, Rod.
Okay, Rod.
Thank you, Ma'am Vicky. Good morning, Governor. Good morning to all of us. And as you mentioned, Governor, the executive legislative agenda has just finished. And we learned that one of your statements during the ELA is a drastic change on Ilocos Norte Electric Cooperative. Can you please expound, Governor, what do you mean and what will the PGIN do on the drastic change for INEC?
Yeah. Well, sa totoo lang, I've been working closely with INEC for I think over 3 months now. No. So maybe since around June when we saw um, prices starting to increase, no? Um, and just to give you some background, I think ENEC has disclosed this. The reason why, the primary reason why our electricity prices are rising ay dahil po sa presyo ng coal. So currently, we are sourcing ang ating what they call a PSA, a Power Supply Agreement. Diba? So basically, INEC as the co-op needs to sign a PSA with someone to source our power. Diba? So ang PSA po natin ay with SMC Global and specifically with Masinloc Coal Power Plant. So, that's why it's also a bit frustrating. Naalala ko nung umupo po ako bilang bukal, binisita ko po ang INEC and then sabi po nila noon na I think maybe around 2016, I think they signed it 2014, di ba? Sabi nila na kakasign lang daw nila ng isang kontrata with a coal power plant. Siguro na maalala pa po ninyo na si Bukal nung noon passed a resolution declaring the province coal-free. So, it's a bit of irony and frustration kasi yun nga, paano tayo magiging coal-free? Ang power supply natin, no, ay coal pala. But, in fairness to INEC, at the time, yan po ang pinakamurang source ng electricity. But now the problem is with the conflict in Ukraine, the coal prices have skyrocketed. No. So if you take a look at the price of coal in the last few months, grabe, I think it's more than doubled. Kaya tayo rin, our prices have more than doubled. So, these are the things that we're trying to find solutions to. I've been working, as I said, I've been working closely with INEC for 3 months now. To be honest, I'm getting quite frustrated, no, na the improvements, the price decreases, are not occurring. So, I'm basically reaching my boiling point, and in this next month or so, if we don't see any drastic improvements, we don't see any major uh, uh, cost decreases, then we'll have to see what sort of changes we can make. No, as you know, hindi naman hawak ko ang INEC. No, they are directly answerable to NEA. And then obviously the DOE also is kind of the umbrella department. So there are some routes that can be taken, no, but it would have to be coursed through the national government. So that's something, to be honest, we're taking a look at kasi wala pa eh. Wala pang, wala pang nagbabago, no? But as I said, I'm still in close communication with INEC, still trying to work with them. But I've told INEC directly also, multiple times na, you have to shape up or else, um, changes will occur. And, you know, those who need to be changed will be changed.
So, any intervention of the PGIN governor regarding the long contract between INEC and the SMC, because we've learned that binaba na rin yung power supply na kinukuha ng INEC from 50 plus down to 20 plus percent. So, are we going to help INEC na maghanap na lang ng alternative source of power?
Yeah, actually, that's what we've been doing in the past month or two, and we've been able to secure much cheaper source, of power. So basically, SMC Global, who owns Masinloc Power Plant, has agreed to more or less half their supply. Yeah, their contracted supply, no? Which leaves us with the other half na pwedeng i-source sa mas murang source. But these things have to be approved also by the regulatory bodies, specifically ERC, no? So I'm in close touch. Gusto ko lang rin po magpasalamat kay Sec Popo and Lotilia and Chairwoman Mona of the ERC kasi they've been in constant communication with me, no? But we're trying to really expedite that para at least magamit na yung mas murang power sources na na-secure na natin.
Yes, may follow-up question yata si J. Agnier from Bombo Radio. May bago tayong Pitol Press Corps Gov. Si
Good morning, Gov. Good morning, everyone. Sa ngayon kasi, Gov, maraming reklamo patungkol po sa paniningil ng INEC. Actually po, sa katunayan, may pumunta po sa Bombo Radio kaninang umaga na yung singil daw po ng kuryente sa kanila is umabot ng 20,000. Usually, 3,000 lang po yung binabayaran nila every month. So with that po, Gov, sa dami po ng claims against INEC, do you still have trust po sa management ng INEC?
Well, yun nga, that's what we're really assessing, but ultimately, you know, in a way, my trust in them is irrelevant, 'di ba? I mean, what does it matter if I trust them if the rates are so high, 'di ba? Pinaka-importante is that they're able to manage and operate the co-op effectively, 'di ba? And efficiently. And higit sa lahat, talagang maganda ang serbisyo sa member consumers or sa mga um, tao natin, 'di ba? Sa mga kakailan. That's the most important thing. Um, so ultimately, maybe the question should be, do the people trust INEC? Not do I trust INEC?
Okay, next to ask question, Rolly, and then followed by Lani.
But yeah, I think may mga ibang complaints din dati, and then I think INEC is able to address some of them, no? So I think they have some sort of mechanism ba where you can appeal, 'di ba? And then maybe sometimes they recalculate or double check yung metro, no, kung tama ba. So maybe we can refer, no, that claimant or yung nagrereklamo dun sa mechanism na yan, no, sa INEC. And then I can also follow up with INEC to make sure na they give it priority. Thank you and welcome.
Sir Rolly.
Sir, good morning nga pala. Good morning, Governor. It's not about problem or questions, but possible solution to our problem in regard to INIC. And there are some recommendations, sir, based on even the proposal of Ma'am Amy for a timely amendment of the EPIRA law. And at the same time, since we are producing enough power from our windmill and solar power projects here, is there a possibility, sir, that of the total total megawatts needed in the province, out of each generation, itong mga windmill projects will be given directly to INEC by way of, I think, a provincial ordinance from the provincial board? Sir, any reaction?
Yeah, so syempre na-consider na namin 'yan, no? Kumbaga, can we source locally sa mga renewables natin? But the problem is most of ang ating mga renewables, especially the wind farms, 'di ba? Kasi sila naman yung malalaki. Most of those wind farms are under um the FIT program, no? Yung feed-in tariff dati ng DOE, which basically was kumbaga an incentive for renewables, no? The national government would subsidize itong mga kumpanya na tatlo ng renewables kasi at the time mahal talaga ang renewables. Well, until now it's still expensive, but at least mas maganda na ang business um, potential, no? But at the time, sobrang mahal kasi medyo luma pa yung technology. So, most of the wind farms are under that FIT program. Meaning, dinidiretso yan sa DOE. It's already contracted, kumbaga. So, that's why we're not able to source, no, or use ang generation nila. And of course, I've also reached out to them personally. Notably, syempre yung dalawang malalaki, which is the Ayala Group and the Lopez Group, 'di ba? Northern Renewables, which includes also North Luzon Renewables, 'di ba? And EDC, Energy Development Corporation, no? So I've reached out to both of them with our concerns. But what we do want moving forward is any new renewables that are built in the province, dapat mag-commit sila ng percentage sa atin. So that's the only, at least, forward-looking solution na nakikita ko na kumbaga i-obligate ang mga bagong renewables na mag-commit ng certain amount sa atin. To avoid itong problema natin na yun na, we, according to INEC, our average demand ng kuryente ay 51 megawatts per month. Our renewables generate over 300 megawatts. So, syempre, we can all do the math. Halos times 6, no? So, just like rice, no? Kumbaga, net producer tayo. Same with kuryente. Yeah, the EPIRA law, there must be a better way for DOE to reward the people in provinces who produce electricity. No, and maybe not reward, but subsidize. Now, there must be a way for the people living in provinces that produce renewable energy to benefit directly from the renewable that is produced in their localities. Diba? I mean, it's very obvious na hindi rin tama, no? Na we generate so much electricity, yet we cannot benefit directly besides tax and CSR and certain things, no? Dapat makakatulong din ang DOE in balancing things out.
Sir, I think that is the best way to address the problem in the future, just in case there will be the same scenario, just what is happening now in regard to high price of electric bill per month in the province. Because, sir, we are highlighted in the national scene when, of all provinces, the only province has the highest rate of electricity, I think, is Ilocos Norte then. And we all know that Ilocos Norte is the first province of all provinces, not only in the Philippines, but throughout Asia, who had established a windmill farm. And notedly, we are establishing more than what is needed of the province, the generation of these renewable energy projects. So tama yung sinabi natin, sir, we might as well be given the opportunity, since we are the host province of all these projects generating electricity, not only in Northern Luzon, but expectedly throughout the country, sir. And I
Right.
think that is best way, by way of amending the EPIRA law, as stated by Ma'am Amy.
Tama po. And another issue sa tingin ko, NGCP also needs to step up and to build more transmission lines. Because one of the problems is the transmission lines of NGCP hindi po umuabot sa mga local communities. No? So that's why INEC has to rely on their substations. And that's why also we're not able to source from our renewable companies kasi wala pong linya. So basically, naka-set up yung mga renewables natin na ibigay diretso sa NGCP. No? In fact, if I'm not mistaken, isa sa mga mandato ng NGP is to build more lines. No? More transmission lines. Kasi sa kuryente, tatlo yan, di ba? Generation, transmission, distribution. So, NGCP is supposed to be done po sa transmission and distribution. But the transmission lines. They have not invested in new transmission lines. So yun din po ang nakikita natin na kulang, no?
Hi, Gov. There's another question from regarding sa problema po natin sa Pagudpud landslide. Sir, do you think it's about time for us to construct another Pagudpud bridge? Kasi lagi na lang may landslide po doon.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure about the new bridge. Certainly, a new type of highway, di ba? Yeah, basically, bridge ba tawag doon? Kasi parang beside,
Doon sa Abra Bridge, ay
Yeah,
Abra
yeah.
Tunnel.
it's not really it's not really a bridge, di ba? But they do call it Patapat Bridge. I'm not sure why. Kumbaga, it's still on the land, kind of, right? Yeah, so, I've spoken to um DPWH Regional Director Ronel Tan, of course, the District Engineer Glenn Miguel, our Congressman Sandro. I'm also in touch with Sec Manny Bonwan. So I've asked them na, of course, kailangan talaga long-term na solution, di ba? It shouldn't be this way na talagang, we're always fearing, na mangyayari ito. And it happens so often, no? So, we asked them, no, I think it's, everyone has an idea for what to do. But, of course, even me, I mean, I'm no engineering genius. So, we leave it to the engineers. But it is a national highway. So it is the road of the national government and of DPWH. So sana naman they can take the lead in kumbaga replanning and kumbaga kailangan niya ng reformatting eh. 'Di ba? It needs to be in another method, no? And I hope that's what we can do in the near future. Tamang-tama, it's budget season. So we asked Sandro also na being deputy majority leader ba? Oo, na isingit na sa budget para next year maayos na. But certainly it cannot be um, retained na ganito lang, no? Kasi talagang basically that whole nagiging isolated yung northern part eh, no? So we'll see. We need to find a long-term solution which we can implement immediately.
Sir, another follow-up. Doon sa sinabi po natin kanina na 4.3 incubation center, ano po yung source of fund nito po?
From NEDA po.
NEDA.
Yeah, NEDA was able to give us a loan. Sorry, not a loan, a
Loan.
grant. It's a grant actually. So, kumbaga, ano siya, programa for MSMEs and new businesses, and we were able to secure a grant from them, 4.3 para sa incubation center. So, for those who may not be familiar dito sa incubation center, basically it's an area kung pwede pumunta ang mga micro, small, and medium business owners or employees, where they can go and use the facilities. So, syempre, alam natin yung mga ibang MSMEs, walang computer, walang printer, walang scanner, walang internet, so that's one aspect where they can go and use our facilities, our equipment. Another one is we want to guide them, no? So, baka they have an idea but hindi sila sure, 'di ba? They don't know where to get the permit or baka hindi sila sanay sa social media marketing or sa Shopee or sa Lazada, di ba? So, maybe they need help with bookkeeping, no, financial literacy, inventory management. I don't know, di ba? All these things. So, uh, secondly, that would be yun nga, to um, harness or to help or to assist, no, yung mga MSMEs natin. And then, thirdly, it's also space that they can use for meetings, presentations, conferences, pitches, diba? So, it will also serve as a kind of co-working space, diba? Yun yung uso na yun sa Manila and around the world na kasi sa ngayon ang dami natin na small business owners, 'di ba? Na they don't necessarily have offices, they work on the go, 'di ba? Kagaya ninyo. So paminsan yung office nyo, 'di ba? Starbucks, Mr. Donut, 'di ba? So it gives them a place na kumbaga anyone can come. Siyempre, you're supposed to be an MSME employer or employee. But at the same time, it can work. It can serve as a co-working space.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Good morning, sir. Sir, last week, I think about 121 PNP Special Action Force and the 1 Battalion of Philippine Marines arrived in Ilocos Norte, sir. May we know their mission in Ilocos Norte, sir?
Yeah. So, ako din, tinanong ko yan kasi, syempre, it's good that we welcome the, ano number ba sila? 8? 8 yata, di ba? 8th Marine Brigade? Tama ba? Nakalimutan din ninyo. I think they're the 8th Marine Brigade, if I'm not mistaken. And tinanong ko din yan kasi syempre, it dawned on me na parang, oh, ba't ba sila nandito? May problema ba tayo? And wala naman. They basically said that kumbaga their mission in Sulu was completed. And so the Marines had an extra brigade. And gusto ng Marines na sa bawat region may brigade. So they chose Ilocos Norte. Siguro partly kasi malawak dito, no? And they have space. But historically, kasi this is the first time that our province is hosting a full-on brigade. So I recently learned also the difference between a battalion and a brigade. Mas maliit ang battalion. So what we saw there was the 4th Infantry Battalion. No, that was a battalion because they will then, we're waiting for another battalion to come. Sila yung nauna. And then another battalion will come. I don't know kung nandito na. To compose the brigade. So I think it's 2 or 3. Basta, multiple battalions make up a brigade. And we will, for the first time, have a brigade here in the province.
So,
Maybe.
so basically yung coastal area natin sila
Well,
Mag-
no, not only. In fact, I think more so they'll be focusing on the mountainous region,
Mm.
'di ba? Kasi yun naman yung alam natin na may activity, no? Kumbaga paminsan. Dun sa eastern side ng probinsya.
one more question, sir. Sir, yesterday, I think ocular inspection yata kayo, na bumisita sa Baywalk ng Corimao. Ano yung nakita natin at may tutulong ng probinsya naman doon, sir?
Yeah, tinatapos po namin ang plano para sa um, lampposts ng Corimau Seawall. So we just want to finalize the design. Nagpapasalamat po kay Mayor Boy at Kilala, no, for involving us. Pero yung pundo yata galing DPWH. So we just want to make sure na maganda, no, ang design at implementation ng seawall lights sa Corimau. Kasi syempre alam natin na kumbaga tourist attraction na ang seawall sa Corimau. So we're just trying to find a way na gawin Ilocano. Kasi initially, kung nakapunta na po kayo, makikita nyo na yung poste ay mukhang lighthouse. 'Di ba? No, well, wala pa. I don't think it's solar. It's just regular, no. So, we changed the design a bit. It looks better now. We just have to finalize. So we want to consult also yung mga you know, cultural authorities. I'm not sure about the activity. We were also looking. We've looked at the Tabacalera for a long time. But we haven't finalized any plans. I think it could be an events place, no? Siguro similar to what we did sa um Poway Church ruins. 'Di ba noon pina-restore ni Sen ang ruins beside Poway, but to be honest, that never really hindi masyado nag-take off yun eh, 'di ba? In fact, we gave up the rent or the lease, 'di ba? We gave it up kasi hindi naman ginagamit. We weren't making money off it. So sabi ko, let's save money na and give it back to the church. So, yeah, there's a nice plan for it. Kaya lang, I don't know. I don't know about the market yet for these events places, eh, 'di ba? Medyo paano pa tayo dun eh. We're just recovering.
Okay, Ina of PIA.
Thank you, Ma'am Vicky. Good morning po, Gov. Gov, early this September po nagkaroon ng Building Blocks Forum ang NCIP. Banggit Attorney Yvette po regarding yung long time priority na provincial government na magkaroon ng IP representation sa Sangguniang Panlalawigan po. Any update on this po, Gov?
Yeah. Thanks, Ina. Morning. Let me just check, no? We had a schedule, right, for the election. By NCIP. But allow me to just check, huh? Kailan ba election nila? So they had their parang forum, no? I think where they decided on the mechanics. So the next would be alam ko malapit na yun eh, yung election proper na. I think it's next month. I'll try to get the final dates for you guys, no? Sorry, ito na. Wait, it's today. Scheduled at least. So they call it the provincial IPMR, scheduled on September 27. So I'll follow up kung natuloy. But basically, they all met at Centennial. I wasn't able to join them. I had some other engagements, but they all met on September 1, if I'm not mistaken, um, to agree on the mechanics, how they would elect a representative from the various IPs. And yeah, the election was supposed to be today. So but we're very excited to welcome another SP, and um, finally, 'di ba, na may representative na tayo.
Yes po, Gov. On the other hand po, kumusta po ang province after this typhoon carding po, Gov?
Yeah, so far, um, it looks like wala naman tayong damages na besides the landslide, no, in Panshan, which we expected kasi nagsa-slide na eh, so tuloy-tuloy na. Yeah, I mean, as you guys saw, umabot tayo sa Signal 1, not even the whole province, 'di ba? Sa southern portion lang. So, ako nga medyo bitter ako na na-cancel ang work pero wala tayong magawa, sabi ni Presidente.
Okay. Next question, Arlene, and will be followed by Anthony.
Good morning, Governor. Good morning, Apo. Sir, bakit to nag-resign yung enro natin from Baguio?
Hindi ko nga alam eh. Tanungin mo na lang siya. Actually, matagal na yun nyo lang nabalitaan, no? Nakita ko nga sa, ano niya eh, sa questions nyo. Matagal na yun. No, I think he cited some personal and health reasons kaya gusto niyang umuwi sa pamilya niya sa Baguio. Currently, Attorney Yvette, our PA, is the OIC of NRO, and I asked them to focus muna on the PRF sa Marcos, 'di ba, yung Plastic Recycling and Recovery Facility. Focus muna on that. And then also focus on maintaining yung mga natanim na, no? The coffee plantation, all the different trees, mangrove, green wall, blue wall. Kasi I think yun din, 'di ba? Paminsan ang kulang natin, monitoring and evaluation and upkeep, 'di ba? Paminsan we keep planting and planting, yung na-plant 3 years ago, wala na, 'di ba? So we need to make sure that we're maintaining and sustaining all of our work in the past. M&E ang tawag, 'di ba? Monitoring and evaluation na talagang chine-check na epektibo ang mga programa.
Sir, siguro dahil sa walang permanent na enro, yung salary daw ng BRO, almost 6 months na daw na hindi sila sumasahod.
Sino?
At barangay ranger officers.
Yeah, pero which?
Nag-text po sila, tapos tinanong ko, anong place kayo, anong area ninyo? Hindi naman sumagot, sir.
Kasi as far as I know, natapos na namin eh. But baka may mga claimants pa. We can consider i-check natin kung may what evidence or proof they can provide, no? Kung if they were promised anything. Siguro pa forward na lang sa amin. Yeah, para ma-review namin. But as far as I know, we finished that na eh. Yung mga bro and CFW, lahat ng pending. Medyo, I think natapos na yun eh. We were able to distribute yung mga dati. Pero i-double check ko rin.
April yata nagtrabaho, sir.
Recent lang.
Yeah, this year only, sir.
Okay. Sige.
Yes, Anthony.
Good, good morning, Gov. Tapos na po yung anihan at susunod na po ulit yung mga cash crop natin gaya ng sibuyas. Okay. So, ano ulit yung, do you still encourage our farmers to plant more tomatoes despite the fact that NFC had already closed?
Well, para sa akin, we have to follow the market, no? So, kailangan talagang market based tayo. So, let's see what the prices and demand are for our tomatoes. And if we can, you know, kung maganda ang kita, no? Yun ang primary guide, no, or factor natin in what we are able to plant. But yeah, sana HBC, no, as we've said many times, but the right HBC, no, kasi kahit nga garlic, di magandang ano eh, di ba? Hindi maganda ang presyo. So we need to focus on the ones where talagang competitive tayo, 'di ba? In terms of the market and the imports, 'di ba?
Kumusta na po yung negosasyon sa NFC kung magbubukas ulit at ano po yung mga produktong kanilang ima-market kung
Wala pa. We're still looking for a buyer, no, or an investor sa NFC. But we're continuously tuloy-tuloy po kami nag-reach out, no, sa mga kumpanya. Um, groups, 'di ba? See, kung may interested not only in NFC but also yung mga iba't ibang investment opportunities sa atin.
thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Governor, maraming salamat. I think wala nang questions ang ating media friends. So, yung closing statement po natin.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks to everyone. Good to see all of you.